Hey guys, welcome back to the Zahner Honey Farm. Today is the day that has been long awaited, and by long I just mean a week. But today we got the new colony. So here it is after a long, rumbly trip in my big ass truck. Here they are. Now, when in our first video, I showed you that the cage was a lot smaller and there's a lot more dead bees in it, and they came from Farm and Fleet. Well, needless to say, they're trash. So, because what did we get? Half the bees I paid for and a dead queen. And then you saw what happened when I got a new queen. Well, today we're not going to bother that because remember, if you watched the last video, they kind of attacked her. I gave it a couple of days. They weren't chewing through it at all. And there may or may not be a queen in there. We don't know. So we're going to figure that out on another day. But today, we're going to be putting these suckers in. So as you can see, I got another hive here. I turned the pallet so because the way it sits, one will be facing east and one will be facing west. The entrances are at least 2 feet apart. Now that's just kind of a standard that I'm going by, not any particular rule. If you look at any other beekeepers, they've got their hives right next to each other and they do just fine. I saw one beekeeper that was keeping his traffic flow of bees in different directions so that they didn't have robber bees. So I'm kind of adopting that ideology because then one will be coming in right there and one from the other side. And this is a nice spot too because with the tree and the shed, and the fact that it's completely exposed in the morning and afternoon, but kind of closer to about 3:30 to 4, the sun has canted just over the tip of that tree enough to where it's shaded. So they're not getting this blistering heat for an entire 15-hour period, however long the sun's up. So they are getting some nice morning and afternoon sun, but then they're shaded. So, and with the first hive, I've noticed that they're active, and then as soon as that tree cuts off the sunlight, it's Betty bye for them. So this is a pretty good spot. I've oriented them in the way that I did so that they have separate traffic flows, and we're going to see how that works out and see how that plays into the activity of them. So again, the other hive that's covered right now, that's OG hive. That's the problem child. That's the one we're kind of experimenting with, had problems coming up and stuff like that. This one, we've got a live queen. She's mated in there. She's been in this cage for just a little bit so that they can already get to know her. Unlike how they had her oriented in that plastic cage from Farm and Fleet, I'll show you. Is in that cage right there, that little piece of wood in there, that's her cage. Now I'm gonna shake this down so you can really see her. So she's right in there, and the keeper that gave them to me already showed me in there. He marked her with a white dot, and she is moving around in there, has a few of them in there, and then the rest of them, whatever they have, whatever nutrients, whatever feed and stuff they have, they're feeding her. So she's fine, she's alive, and the way I'm gonna do this is I'm actually gonna take a frame and I'm gonna put her in there and rubber band it like this and hold it in. He had an example one that he showed me how to do that instead of my jerry rig ghetto tape job that I did on the other video. So a lot simpler, doesn't take as long, and the one he showed me was 10 times firmer. It kept it both sides open. He said 3 days, leave her in there, take the cork out on the candied side, let them eat through. They will release her through that side. If they do not, after the 3rd day, on the 4th day, if they have not, go ahead and manually release her. So that'll be enough time for them to have gotten to accept her and gone through that process, and they're not going to be so pissed off and want to kill her for any reason. So, and she, again, you see she's in there. So yeah. Today I actually brought out, I wanted to be a little bit more prepared. So I brought out all the stuff that I'm going to need, because with this, we're going to use that to pry the lid off. I've got my smoker and smoker fuel, and because I am going to be shaking them, and it's a new colony, I will wear the veil until after I've gotten them in there and everything. And then to light this and stuff like this. And yep, I already went ahead and placed it like this and took out a few frames. I will shake them in there, and then she's going to be on this frame. I'm going to rubber band her like right there. And then as soon as I get her rubber banded in there, I'll shake them in and we'll see what happens. This one, as you can see, they are still inside. There was like a couple that came out earlier when I moved them around. A few flying around, but it has been a pretty nice day. It was like 75. It started to rain in the morning, and then it cleared up, and now it's cloudy again. So I'm sure that they've had enough time to forage and get stuff like that. As far as you guys saw last time, they had an abundance of comb built up. Now, they were protruding, yeah, but I think that's because I left them too much space when I first put them in. But we're gonna, obviously take a different approach to this hive, and we'll have some differences in between them, and maybe it'll smooth out, and it'll end up a lot better. Maybe the first one will end up a lot better. We don't know, but you're gonna see everything that I'm doing. Again, I don't have a tripod, so I'm gonna try and do this in a way where you can see everything that I'm doing to the best of my ability. But until I get a tripod to like sit my phone on, I can only do so much, and I am doing this off my phone. So it has a pretty good camera. I don't know if any of you all are having any issues with that, but it seems to be that the quality when I've uploaded the videos are pretty well. So I've got an iPhone 12 Pro Max, so it's got a pretty good camera on both sides. So if you guys have any recommendations as far as like a tripod I could get, or a cheap I don't know. I don't really know how much GoPros go for. I've never had the necessity to get one, but eventually I'll get into that. That's not something I'm trying to dump some money on. I'm just doing it on my phone, trying to grow an audience, and we'll see what happens. So first, what we got to do is we got to take this off, which is stapled down, and we got to pull the queen out first so that we can get her tabbed in. And I'm gonna build up a little bit of smoke, and I've got some more spray sugar water so that I can spray it on them. It makes them sticky so they can't fly around as much. It's helpful for when you're maneuvering this and when you're pushing them in, because then you put them in, put the lid on real quick, and then they're not like, oh, fly away. So I'm gonna put some bits of this. I just get it cheap at Farm and Fleet. Other than bees, I find nothing wrong with their products, but this is all from Little Giant. They make a bunch of all the bee stuff, some of the bee stuff that I bought, and the smoker fuel is real cheap. It's a couple of bucks, and it's literally just burlap. So if you had any burlap, don't go and buy it. Just tear it up and throw it in. It works just as fine. So I'm gonna maybe set these guys away while I get this going, just to kind of calm them down. I roughed them up a little bit while we were on the trip back from the bee farm, and when I got them finally out, I mean, they were loud sitting in my truck. So kind of get that going. Okay. Okay, so I have smoked them pretty good. The lid kept popping off on me. I am going to shake them down real quick. What I did for the, sorry about that, I dropped my phone. What I did for the sprayer was I just took a safety pin on a bottle of water. So you just kind of spray it in there, kind of like that. And we'll shake them one more time to get them down. See, they tend to stay down when they got sticky crap all over them. So now I'll take my Hive tool, and you gotta kind of be quick on this one because then they'll fly up out of here. There we go. Let's get this side. Again, in any of my videos, I'm not editing any of these things for now, until I get a little bit more intricate with anything. And if you feel the need to speed through something, speed through it if you're re-watching. But like I said, I'm showing you everything I'm doing as I do it. So this is the lid, and this is the feeder can. And they don't really give you much room to get that out of there with. Oh, okay, I see. So, pull this. See, they got a tab on here. Some people staple that when they put the queen in there. It's just a lot easier to use the rubber band. 1B from the other hive over here, wanting to know what the hell's going on. Oh, that piece is kind of tough. Well, needless to say, I didn't work too fast. But they didn't give you much room to pull this damn can out. Jesus Christ. There we go. That was simple. All right. Now, I have never had one of these wooden cages, so forgive me for struggling to try and get this can out, but normally I've seen them where they give you a lip to pull it out on. And try the other side. There we go. Okay, I got a grip on it. So I'm gonna shake them one more time because about the time I got it up, they're back on the top. Oh, and I dropped the queen in there. God bless it. Just reach in there. All right. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought. I had to reach in and get her, but the tab was sticking up real stiff, so I thought I was about to get stung about 100,000 times. Not too bad. So I put the lid back on. They're secured in there. So as you can see, yep, some came out with her, but they got sugar water all over them. Some of them, maybe these guys seep through the cracks, but if you look in there, let's see if she comes out. See the white dot? That's the queen underneath this one flying. He's trying to get to her. So she's in there. If you see the little white dot moving around, that's her. So then let's get these guys off of here. There we go. Don't sting me. So this is the cage. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna go ahead and take these scissors, and what you do is, see the corked in, how we did it the other day with the new queen on the other hive? I'm just gonna pull that out, and there it is. There's that candied end. Now the other cage, remember I pulled that queen out, so I saw it melt. So they say on like hot days, make sure it's like pointed down because it'll melt, and I knew it was gonna get warm, but so it started to melt, and that was pretty interesting. But they should chew through that, and then they'll pull her out this way. And then worst case scenario, if they don't, you pull the cork out on this end. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this extra bit of tab off. And then I'm gonna take a frame and I'm gonna sit her just like, whoop, I'm not oriented in front of the camera. I'm gonna sit her, let's go ahead and sit these guys out of the way while I work this. So you take it like this and you just put the rubber band on, and luckily we're gonna have some shaded, kind of rainy, crappy days coming up. So there shouldn't be any direct heat to melt that. So I feel confident in leaving it like that, or otherwise I would kind of do it like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the tension down this way to keep it up. And there you go. So 10 times less ghetto than what the hell I did. So I was like, wow, all my problems fixed with one rubber band. So then gonna go ahead and you just sit her right in there, and it'll be oriented like that. And then this we're gonna go ahead and veil up for. Make sure this is whoops. Sorry guys. I'm not the best videographer, but I'm working the kinks. Okay. So put a couple of pieces of fuel in there just in case I need it. Okay, so we've got a smoker going. Okay. And now I'm gonna go ahead and sit this here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put on this stuff just in case we got some straggler worker bees. You guys saw, I think, in my second video where I got stung on my finger. It doesn't hurt that bad, but it'll surprise the hell out of you. You feel that little pinch and you're like, damn it, you know? So I'm not getting stung on my fingers by grabbing the wrong bee on this cage or in the hive. I'm not gonna get stung on my face because I pissed them off. They will fly around you. I come out here, like I've showed you, where they're flying around like crazy. I pissed them off. I still didn't wear the veil. But again, this is a lot more. And just in case. So, gloves. I am not scared of bees, but I do not want to welt on the tip of my nose looking like a, you know, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, or some 17-year-old that can't control his acne. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this down, and this just kind of sits there. They're not gonna dig their way up in there, and plus I got a big ass beard, so they're not gonna get through all of that, and it just kind of cinches around your neck. It's not that bad, but yeah, you shake them a lot to try and maneuver them around, but once they're in the hive, you don't, and you're not shaking them, and you just kind of let them do their thing. They're not gonna be doing like letting them do their own thing for a while and letting them calm down, it's not that bad. So they eventually kind of stop being pissed off and they calm down once you've got them in there and you've left them alone for a while. As you saw with the other one, you leave them alone for a little while, you know, you give it a little patience. Don't have this like OCD, like you got to be opening it up every 5 seconds. At this small of a stage, it's kind of a lazy hobby, to be honest, because you have to keep in mind that every time you open it up, move a box, move the frames and stuff like that, you're disturbing them, and you have to do that, but you don't have to do it every 5 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them one more little spritz to kind of get them sticky again, because they eat sugar water up like crazy. So you're gonna see me thrashing it around. It doesn't hurt them. That's how you get them in there. So come on, come on. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see if there's a better angle for this. I'm still trying to figure it out, folks. Give me a break. So I'll put it down. Let's see if we got a good view. Maybe it's better higher up. Kind of like that. And then let's hope the wind don't blow too hard. Okay, so I'm gonna shake them down one last time. Get them all off the top. I'm gonna open this lid. And then I'm gonna shake them in. If you can see, these are all live bees. Oh yeah, they're a little mad. I don't know how well you guys can see this stuff dumping in there, but I'm gonna show you guys what big of a difference this is between the first hive and this. So like that. Okay. So we got them shook in. It's not that big of a process, but look at all them live bees. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they are loud and they are sticky, so I don't feel any bit scared sticking my hand in like this to show you guys. Let's see how this works. I'm sure this has got to be a good view. I don't know if the camera is focusing, but these guys are loud. And I've got my bare hand in here right now, so you can see how confident I am that I'm not going to get stung. And again, I sprayed a lot of water on them, a lot of sugar water, so they got to do all this crawling on their own. So, oop, get off my phone, buddy. There we go. So they are now all up in here. Look at the difference. Before, the first hive, that center right there, these were basically all dead. That's how much of dead bees I had. And see, they are already looking at that candied end, and they're gonna chew through that and hopefully pull her out. And we're gonna have a good, fully functioning hive. Again, I put this one at the entrance. There are still a bunch in this entrance cave. Or cage, I'd said cave. But they will find their way in there. And if they don't, you just let them figure it out, and then we'll reshake them in there, and we'll see what happens. I've got the little hole entrance reducer for this hive in, and hopefully they will be smart enough to figure it out. If this is too exposed, they've got some air, see it in the corners here. I might put a little cover on it so if it does rain, they don't get too wet, because I've noticed that like the bunches that like stuck underneath the pallet here, they like got wet and then died because it got too cold. So I was like, why don't you just go inside? Some of them don't figure it out, but they've got to communicate. They've got to think together and think alike. So, see, this one, I have a confident feeling that the good Lord is going to bless me with some. Look, they're all up in these frames. They're crawling around. Look at them. And the ones that are flying around, they're not even attacking. So we got a good result. And I am so confident that I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Just in case I had some floaters that wanted to attack me. But I sprayed them pretty well with the sugar water, so they're still trying to figure it out. So, we didn't have any violent ones. Of course, now that I say that, I get stung like right on the freaking face. Yep, as soon as I said that, they're flying around my head. Don't sting me in the face. So, my question still stands. I'm looking at a lot of bees. I'm looking at the different behaviors and the ones that are flying and the ones that are, staying there. I've seen some different verbiage for different bees, like nurse bees, drones, worker bees. Yeah, I got to do some more research. I should probably Google it. But if you, as beekeepers, could give me an honest, like logical opinion, like a known fact, this is why they do that type of thing. Tell me, like, what's the difference in between, like, as far as I know what the difference in the jobs are, but what are the difference in the looks? Because I don't know which ones are doing that. I feel like it's like these bigger ones that are worker bees that are going out and foraging, and the smaller ones, like they're like more narrow. They're the ones that are in there doing like honeycomb stuff. And so I don't know. Give me some feedback. Whatever you guys know, tell me. Just leave a comment. And everything's been helpful. The stuff that I've learned from the beekeepers so far has been great, so I got one on my shoe and he doesn't want to leave me alone, but I'm not going to do anything to him. So that was that. It's really simple. We're going to see over the next little while how these guys decide to act. As you can see, they're doing a lot of different things right now. I think they're all trying to figure out what to do, where to go, and this is a new home. Why did we just get sprayed with water, smoked? Why did we just get thrown into this cage? They're all doing their thing. They're doing really well. They all know that she's like right there. So they're really feeding into mama. I think they're gonna try and pull her out quick. So for this, I think what I'm gonna do is because I'm leaving that one alone, and I'm trying to establish this one and make sure it's good. I think this one's got to be left alone for at least 3 days. And I think in 2 days, I'm going to make another video and I'm going to see what happened to this one. So 48 hours from now, I have the day off, which actually works out perfectly. I'm going to open up hive number 1, and we're going to open it up and see what happened with the queen, where the new queen is, where the old queen is. I never even found the body of the old queen. So, I mean, her body was down in the bottom, and I never saw it again. So we're going to open that in 2 days, and we're going to see how they're coming along, what's happening with the comb, what's, going on with that hive. So if there's anything in these videos that you would like to see that I'm not showing, if there's something that you would like to see more of, am I in front of the camera too much? Am I showing the bees too much? Am I rambling too much? Give me some feedback. They're starting to eat the sugar off of their bodies because more of them and more of them are starting to fly around. So that's good. But so I feel like this is a stronger hive. I feel like they're a lot better off. And I really, really have a good feeling that they're going to do a lot better than Problem Child. So I'm seeing all the comments, guys. I'm reading through them. Yeah, Dakota, I wish you were here to help out too. I really hope that these guys make a lot of honey. I was really excited about getting a second colony because I was like, well, one hive, and then it's been a problem, and they're not really having a good start. And how much longer is it going to be before they have functioning, cuttable, groomable comb to slice off some honey with, So, we don't really know about that. And then, so I feel like the development of this one's going to go a lot quicker, a lot smoother, and going to make good for a lot of better, viewing of bees and their normal function. I promise you, I will never get bees from Farm and Fleet ever again. They are trash. As far as I'm concerned, you have one time to win me over with your product, and if the first time you never know me, never met me, you screw me over, I'm done. One and done. You have one chance to impress me. So, and I don't blame people if they feel the same way about me. You have one chance to impress me. So, I noticed this earlier, and this bee right here, this specific individual bee, is a different thickness, a different color, and I think he might have been what's called a cornolian, I think that's how you pronounce it, bee, and I think he got swamped in on this hive by accident. And we're going to see if they get along or if they kill him, because there's thousands of, again, these are Italian bees. These are the calm ones. Most honeybees are calm, but I don't even know what kind of bee that is. By the way he looks, is there a such thing as a king bee? Maybe that's him. He's flying around. We'll see what happens. He doesn't seem to be a problem. But he flew off. So, for the sake of the hive and the introduction into their new home, the new hive itself, I'm gonna go ahead and I still got that bee on my shoe. Yep, there we go. Get on the scissors. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and close this up so that they know that that's home, so that they only have one itty bitty little space to communicate with through, which forces them to talk and forces them to forage and forces them to stay in there, it forces a lot of different things. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it up. Okay, I've actually got you sitting on the outer cover. So then, brand new, shiny outer cover. Yep, caught one. Okay. So, there's Hive 1 and Hive 2. They've got their bees in them. They are back to back. I made sure the boxes were flush. I made sure that, see, as you can see, no activity. I don't see any bees going in there, even from the other hive. And they're only this far apart. And see, there's already bees going in and out. So see, these guys hopefully will get their marching orders and will fly in there. And hopefully that is because they have released the queen and she's like, I am in action, I'm in house, and I need food. And she's gonna get pregnant as hell and lay all them eggs, and hopefully maybe that one will boom up 10 times faster and will lap the other hive and making comb and honey and all that. Who knows? So it's one big journey, and we're all gonna see everything that's going on every day that I post. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. I am gonna quick out. You've seen there is Hive 1 and Hive 2 fully got their bees. If there's any questions, comments, concerns, something you did or saw that I did wrong, could have done better, could have done something else, or bought a different product, or done things a different way, you know, if you saw anything that I did that you keep in mind, where you're from, what type of bees you have, what kind of climate you have when you're commenting. Different factors on different responses and different things play into why I do what I do. I don't have a problem with, like, Vino Farm. He's a beekeeper. Watched him. That's the one that did all the hives in the different directions. Why I did that. He's got like 91,000 subscribers. He's smart. Go watch him too. Maybe I could be on that level as far as a YouTuber, but maybe one day. And so he is in Massachusetts and does things differently, and he actually built a bee barn for the insulation of his hives, because his bees kept dying in the winters, and he was doing this ghetto rigged, the best he could way of insulating his hives so his bees could stay warm in those -degree northeastern temperatures. So I do I'm going to be doing things differently where I'm at, and I'm going to be doing things, you know, and you could be doing things differently in whatever part of the country you are. Keep in mind the breed too. Italians are different from Saskatraz, from Cornolians, from you know, Russian hybrids and all that other crap. They all have different. You get certain types of bees for certain different reasons. I liked Italians because they were good foragers, good producers, and they were very calm. What more do you want out of a bee than to not be crazy, to make a lot of honey? And, you know, I mean, I stuck my hand down in there with the phone to show you an up close and personal image of the hive inside, barehanded, because they're being so calm. I mean, I shook them around a crap ton of times. Maybe they're beat up. Maybe I knocked the crap out of them. I don't know. Maybe I almost drowned them with all the sugar water, but I don't think that's a thing. But all joking aside, you can. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to beat your bees to hell, but at the same time, like, I only shook them probably a few times, and one just slammed, and then they landed. Most of them landed on each other. They didn't land against the hardwood. So, but needless to say, you know, they're very calm, and I like them. I'm having a lot of fun. I like the fact that I can come out here and not have to worry about being stung. You know, most honeybees are that way. Italians are just less likely to swarm. And, you know, I just had one fly past my face because a few of them earlier, they were kind of like right here. If you just don't freak out too much, I'll kind of like do that, a little tilt. But if you don't freak out and run away, they're not going to sting you. And they'd actually be more likely to sting you if you freak out and start swatting and running and blah, blah, blah. They'll chase your ass. They feel the fear when you present it. So, I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I love doing this. I'm having so much fun with this. I'm having fun videoing it. I'm having fun, like, showing you guys everything. So, I mean, what else there's my question. On top of what more do you guys want to see? Is there anything on the channel that you guys want me to talk about? You guys know that I stand against veteran suicide and the prevention thereof, in the sense that we've got to stop veterans from committing suicide. It's an average of 22 a day. I would like to see more people reaching out to veterans and letting them know they're alone instead of doing stupid push-up videos. I personally think that that does nothing other than you're like, I'm loud and proud and a veteran, and I support that, but you're not doing anything to prevent it. So that's what I believe in. That's why I did what I did in the military. I saw too much of it, too many of my friends, and that's what I believe in. I'll talk about that a few times. What else do you guys want us to talk about? If there's anything on the channel that you guys want to see or hear about, or let's have a conversation about, I can do it. You got to leave a comment though. You got to let me know. So with that, we got the bees in, and 2 days from now, I'll be opening up hive number 1, the original, and we're going to look in there and we're going to see what has happened. Is the comb getting bigger? Can we see the queen? Is she even alive? Do they have their own queen? Can we find her? Anything like that. So we're going to see what happens in exactly 2 days with hive number 1. Thank you guys for watching. As always, stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.